Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below. Our stories today are from the subreddit r/relationship advice. Check the description for the source and timestamps. My 28F boyfriend 28M lied about blocking his harassing ex 24F. How do I approach this with him? My boyfriend of 3 months, known each other for a couple of years, has an ex that is pretty harassing through text FaceTime. They were together off and on for a few years and it was a toxic relationship, from both sides, which I witnessed the entire time, and she was emotionally and physically abusive. In the past, she would leave him alone while they were broken up, but would freak out if he was seeing someone else and actively drive a wedge between them, which is something I'm not wanting to allow to happen. They've been broken up for a year and I verified it was completely done before moving forward with anything romantic. In the last couple of months, she's attempted to call FaceTime him between 20 and 30 times at a time, texts him about wanting him back, threatens suicide, sends nude photos, videos, etc. He's been pretty upfront with me from the jump about it. He's shown me the 2 times he has asked her to stop, and told me he was just going to block her. He has not responded or answered any calls either, as far as I've been shown. He was anxious that I'd be mad, but I told him I had nothing to be mad at him for. He was being honest, and it was appreciated. I told him that I didn't care if he did or did not block her number or email, but just keep me informed and handle it how he needs to. He then blocked her, voluntarily showed me and said it's done. Then we stopped talking about it. For a while, she would make new iCloud accounts just to get a hold of him. He's since gotten a new phone number but won't change his iCloud email because everything, bills, social media, etc., is through that account. We've also been actively trying to keep my identity a secret from her because she's very obviously kind of nuts and I prefer to not have that drama in my inboxes or for her to stalk me, as she's done to others in the past. He also doesn't want her to drive a wedge between us, which I told him the only way it would happen is the choices he makes, not her doing what she's been doing. None of this has really bothered me up until today. Yesterday while we were at a friend's house, he pulled me outside to tell me she messaged him that she knew he had a girlfriend, who I was, and she sent screenshots of my social media accounts and began bashing my looks, body age and online persona and started sending nudes again. When I asked how she got a hold of him, he said she unblocked him on her Instagram accounts and sent them through those. That was true, and then she also texted him to his iCloud account. He showed me the messages and I noticed it was from a phone number, not an email, meaning he has either unblocked her and she's texting his iCloud email, or she got his new phone number. Then on the drive home, we were listening to a podcast through his phone, and he fell asleep. His phone kept ringing and when we got home, I went to wake him up and it rang again with his phone face up. I looked down and it was from her iCloud account. When we woke up this morning, he had 14 missed calls between 4 and 5 AM. I asked him again how she's getting a hold of him. He said random text apps, new email addresses, etc. It bothered me that the texts from the phone number went to his iMessages and not his email, because I didn't think that was how it worked, so I googled it. When I looked into if she could text to his iCloud email account from a text app and it go to his iMessage instead of his email, I got a big nope. I truly don't care if he has her blocked or not. He is not my child and he is not my property. What bothers me is that he did block her, then unblocked her, lied about it and has continued to do so, which leads me to ask what else is going on. I'm very much so a person who emphasizes honest communication because that's what maintains trust for me. He's used to someone going crazy over little things, but I've proven time and time again that I'm non-confrontational and very understanding. I even understand the curiosity he would have with unblocking her number and seeing what she has to say. He just wouldn't admit it and I'm not the type to go through his phone to check his blocked list. I guess my question is, how do I approach this with him knowing he has lied if he already has denied lying? I'm understanding to him being treated poorly in the past and having blow-ups over everything, but I don't know how much more understanding I can be if he's continuing to allow this to happen and it's taking a toll on me. I don't want to end the relationship, but as someone who has been cheated on and lied to in every relationship before, it's hard for me to maintain trust when it's been broken, especially when I've given ample opportunities to tell me the truth, judgment free. I'm also struggling with not reaching out to her directly or with wanting to answer his phone the next time she calls, which is very much so out of my character. And in summation, I'm also questioning myself as if I'm putting past mistakes and dishonesty of my exes unfairly onto him. Now for some comments. You're being very understanding of his situation with his ex, but I feel like you're being understanding to a fault. You understand that he can't control his ex, but he's allowing the behavior to continue, which isn't okay. It's a huge red flag that he blocked her and then proceeded to unblock her knowing how she's been behaving. It's not that hard for anyone to figure out that in order for him to move forward with his relationship with you, he needs to block her on everything and make it very clear that he doesn't want anything to do with her. But he's left that door cracked for her to barge through. I get that there are people who can remain friends with their ex and have a great platonic relationship after a breakup, but that's obviously not what this is between them. What I personally believe he should do is stop responding to her and just cut the cord. I might be coming off harsh, but I've felt with a similar situation, not nearly as severe, and you really need to put yourself and your feelings first. Don't give him a pass to treat you in a way that you're not okay with. Make sure to look out for yourself. Drink water, eat and get plenty of sleep, work out if you do that. Sometimes when we get sucked into things like this, we forget the basic things, and can make a bad situation worse. That way you can also stay sharp and hopefully help him navigate this. Sending positive vibes. He needs to stop responding to her at all. By replying at all, even telling her to stop, he is actively encouraging the behavior to continue. She wants a response from him, even if it is negative, because it is at least a response. Honestly, at this point, I would be 100% done with him if he does not want to take it seriously and report her to the police. Her harassment and presence will constantly be in your life and relationship otherwise, and it would just show me he cares more about whether or not she gets in trouble than your comfort and safety. As for the lying, I would tell him straight up what you noticed and that what he is telling you is not adding up. Remind him that you are not her and will not chastise him for small things, but hiding things and lying instead of telling you the truth and you finding out otherwise is a deal breaker. But for 3 months, this is way too much BS to put up with. My girlfriend left me for her ex. I did my best for her and not I'm doubting everything about me. TLDR. My first girlfriend that I dated for 7 months and cared and loved a lot left me for the guy that broke her heart before and told me she never reciprocated my feelings. I'm 26. She is 21. She was my first girlfriend and I swear to you guys that I was the best person I could for her. I'm still really hurt and missing her after all of this, but I know she doesn't even care. I just need some opinions of someone unbiased, and if I'm really wrong here. I met her at work and it was everything so easy and smooth. We had so many things in common that the first time we ever talked we lost many hours without realizing. She was dating back then. I was a little upset when I found out because we had been talking for a while and we got along like we knew each other for ages. One day she began to talk about how her boyfriend never seemed to really care about her, that a lot of small things she values he didn't really bother, etc. When 2020 began, her boyfriend left her. I don't know why or the situation involved, but she didn't seem really sad. She even started to talk to me more, and at the end of February she asked me out on a date. The date was amazing. I fell really hard for her. She was my first girlfriend, my first sex, the first time I really fell for someone like this. As time went by, she was discovering more about me and sharing many personal stuff. She knew how hurt I was in the past with previous flings and people on my life. I was fat growing up and everyone bullied and laughed at me all the time. Girls considered me a joke and even in college they would just laugh when I asked them out. I'm fit now. Everyone says I'm really good looking. I have my successful career, my own house, car. I used to travel around the world, but women would look the other way all the time. She was the only girl to ever be interested in me, to think I was amazing. She would tell me every day that I was the most special person in the world and that I was some sort of angel that she happened to find. She acted like she was in love with me, and I treated her with all the love, respect, and showed how proud I was of the things she did all the time. I took care of her when she needed most during this COVID times. I knew she had low self-esteem and was having anxiety and panic attack because all of this, and I drove to her house, even skipping work, to take care of her, hold her tight and make her feel safe. When she slept at my place, I would wake up early to make breakfast and cook things she liked. After sex we would keep cuddling, kissing and taking like we were soulmates. We were together for 7 months, and on the last 2 months she became really distant and a little cold. She would still say many wonderful things about me, but she would never find time to see me. She started to take much longer to answer my texts until finally she broke things off with me. She cried so much that day, saying that she needed time to heal from her past relationship and that I was so perfect for her, and that we weren't on the same page, etc. That she needed to be alone, sort things out. She never stopped texting me though. I thought she was missing me, because she would sometimes tell me so. But after some days I discovered that she went travel with her ex to the place I always told her I wanted to go with her. She knew how special that place was for me and how much I wanted to be there with her. When I told her, really? You left me to be with him? To the place I wanted to take you? She cried a lot and basically said that I was the one to blame to pursue a relationship with someone that fresh out of one, and that she never reciprocated my feelings. Complete BS. It has been many months now since the last time we spoke, but she was my first real thing. I trusted her more than anyone, and she knew that and much more. How can I be left for the one that broke her heart that easily? I still miss her even after all this time, and the pain never goes away. I feel like I'm not good enough or worthy of love. It's like I'm a joke that will keep being alone, like I was being punished for something. I don't know what to do and my heart hurts. Now for some comments. I'm sorry this happened to you. It happens to almost everyone sooner or later. Your ex sounds like she manipulated the hell out of you. Do yourself a favor. Block her number. The sooner you stop waiting for her to come back, the sooner you'll be over it. Stop waiting. You will thank yourself later. If you did your best and you were good to her, there's no reason to feel bad about yourself. I think this is hurting you particularly because it's your first girlfriend. Well, I can tell you that almost all of us have some kind of frustrating story where we, man or woman, got hurt in some way. It's part of life. This or some other thing might even happen again, and you will be stronger and prepared to keep going forward. Time will heal your mind and heart. You will forget her and eventually find someone that loves you. It happens sometimes, bro. You find that one that isn't quite over their ex and they dip out. It's crappy of her, but in no way reflects who you are or that you didn't do enough. Do yourself a favor and block her. Go no contact and let yourself rebound. Sometimes women, people in general, go back and forth between exes because they want a backup plan if one doesn't work out. She may try to keep you around. Don't ever be someone's backup plan. You're better than that. You'll be fine. It hurts, but dating is a process that builds character. You love, you learn, you toughen up, you look for red flags, you look for the good things in them, and you get experience. My 25F friends, 26M girlfriend, 28F smacks and picks on him and I'm not sure if I should approach him about it. My 25F friend Brian, 26M, is my brother's best friend, but we're all close and have hung out and gone on trips together. A few weeks ago, my partner and I moved back to my hometown after years abroad and I finally got to meet Brian's girlfriend of 1 year, Kim, 28F. The four of us, me, Brian, brother, and Kim, have hung out twice now, and although Kim seems like a fun and interesting girl who I want to be friends with independently, I've noticed some concerning behavior from her when it comes to Brian. She often slapped him on the arms and legs throughout the hangouts. And as we drank it became obviously painful. A few times she pretty much pummeled Brian in the balls and he keeled over for several minutes. We joked openly that he needed to wear a cup around her. She also made negative remarks about him in front of us. And tonight there were a few awkward moments where she went on about an ugly haircut Brian had. It actually looked fine. And multiple times she told him he sucked at our card game and she planned to ditch him if he drank too much. I don't know. None of the things she did were terrible and I genuinely don't believe she's hurting him intentionally, but I felt uncomfortable and it gave me flashbacks to my abusive ex. I'm not sure if these were just things that came out while she was drinking or if it's something they're already addressing privately, but part of me feels like I should bring it up in confidence to Brian in case he needs some support about the situation. Another part of me thinks I should stay the hell out of it, and my partner suggested her behavior might in part be a cultural disparity as she's only been in America for the last couple years. Should I speak to Brian about my concerns or make hints about how I'm here in case he needs someone to speak to? Would I stir the pot bringing this up or should I let it go as it's not my business? Would bringing it up even help Brian at all or is it better for him to figure this out for himself? Now for some comments. Definitely talk to him alone about it. Let him know that you think that he deserves to be treated better and that what she's doing isn't okay and that you are there to help if he ever wants to leave her. He could take quite a while to realize what is going on but he will remember your offer to help get out. Does Brian have any agency here? I don't know their relationship at all, but I think the only reason to step in is if you think he has no way to stand up for himself. If he can, then it's up to him to set the limits of physicality in his relationship. If he can't then you definitely should step in. If you are unsure of the answer then gently investigate his feelings and step in as needed. Maybe try to bring it up to him in a light jockey manner as in your girl gets pretty fierce sometimes no? If you all just keep on laughing when she is behaving like this then he will tell himself there is nothing abnormal about it and to be okay with it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. Don't forget to add me on Twitter and check the shirts I post on Teespring if you're interested. Links in the description. Until next time.